Want to transform your raised beds and containers into thriving ecosystems that practically grow themselves? The secret isn't in expensive fertilizers or complicated feeding schedules, it's right under your feet. By choosing the right mulch materials, you can create a worm paradise that will revolutionize how your peppers, tomatoes, and dozens of other crops perform. When you see earthworms actively working through your soil, you'll know you've unlocked nature's most efficient garden helpers. Before we dive into the perfect mulch materials, let's talk about why earthworms deserve VIP treatment in your garden. These incredible creatures are essentially living soil factories, processing organic matter and converting it into nutrient-rich castings that plants absolutely love. Every worm in your raised bed is working around the clock, aerating compacted soil with their tunnels, improving drainage and creating channels that help roots access water and nutrients more efficiently. What makes worms particularly valuable for container and raised bed gardening is their ability to work in confined spaces, where traditional soil amendment can be challenging. Unlike in-ground gardens, your raised beds and containers rely entirely on the soil ecosystem you create. Worms become your soil regeneration team, constantly improving soil structure and fertility without any effort on your part. A thriving worm population can increase your harvest yields by 20 to 30% while reducing the need for synthetic fertilizers. Shredded leaves represent the gold standard of worm-friendly mulching materials, and for good reason. Unlike whole leaves that can form impermeable mats, shredded leaves create the perfect environment for earthworm activity. The irregular shapes and varying sizes create air pockets that worms love to explore, while the soft texture makes it easy for them to incorporate the material into the soil. The key to success with shredded leaves lies in understanding that different leaf types offer different benefits. Oak leaves break down slowly, providing long-term soil structure improvement, while maple and other deciduous leaves decompose more quickly, offering immediate nutrition. Mix different leaf types to create a buffet that feeds worms throughout the growing season. Apply shredded leaves 2 to 3 inches deep around your peppers, tomatoes, and other crops, keeping the mulch about 2 inches away from plant stems to prevent moisture-related issues. What makes shredded leaves particularly excellent for containers is their ability to maintain soil temperature while allowing proper air circulation. Container soils can heat up quickly in summer sun, but a layer of shredded leaf mulch acts as insulation, keeping root zones cool and comfortable for both plants and worms. Comfrey mulch deserves special recognition as one of the most nutrient-dense materials you can offer earthworms. Often called liquid gold by organic gardeners, comfrey leaves contain exceptional levels of potassium, nitrogen, and trace minerals that worms readily convert into plant-available forms. When you chop and drop comfrey leaves directly onto your raised beds, you're essentially creating a slow-release fertilizer system that worms help activate. The beauty of soft green mulches lies in their rapid decomposition rate. Unlike woody materials that can tie up nitrogen as they break down, soft green materials like comfrey, grass clippings, pesticide-free only, and young nettle leaves provide immediate nutrition while feeding your worm population. These materials work particularly well for heavy-feeding crops like tomatoes and peppers, which benefit from steady nutrient release throughout the growing season. When using green mulches, layer them with brown materials like shredded leaves or straw to maintain proper carbon-to-nitrogen ratios. This prevents the anaerobic conditions that can develop when too much nitrogen-rich material breaks down at once. A good rule of thumb is to use about 30% green material and 70% brown material for optimal worm activity. Partially composted straw offers the ideal balance between immediate benefits and long-term soil improvement. Fresh straw can tie up nitrogen as it decomposes, but partially composted straw has already begun breaking down, making it immediately attractive to earthworms while still providing excellent weed suppression and moisture retention. The loose, airy structure of straw creates perfect worm highways throughout your raised beds. Worms can easily move through straw mulch, creating tunnels that improve soil aeration and water infiltration. For container gardening, partially composted straw provides excellent insulation properties while being light enough not to overwhelm smaller containers. It breaks down at a moderate pace, providing steady nutrition for your worm population without requiring frequent reapplication. Look for straw that has been aged for at least 6 months or shows signs of beginning decomposition. It should feel slightly soft rather than crispy and may have a mild, earthy smell rather than the bright smell of fresh straw. Aged wood chips represent the slow and steady approach to worm-friendly mulching, and they're particularly valuable for perennial crops or established raised beds where you want long-term soil improvement. The key word here is aged. Fresh wood chips can rob nitrogen from soil as they decompose, but chips that have been weathering for at least a year become carbon neutral and highly attractive to earthworms. The gradual decomposition of aged wood chips provides sustained food for worm populations over multiple growing seasons. As worms work through the chips, they create a rich, dark layer of casting-enriched soil that becomes increasingly fertile over time. This makes aged wood chips particularly valuable for crops like tomatoes and peppers that benefit from consistent long-term nutrition. When selecting wood chips, avoid anything from treated lumber or wood that may contain chemicals. The best options come from deciduous trees like maple, oak, or fruit trees. Apply aged wood chips 3 to 4 inches deep, and don't worry if they don't break down completely in one season. The slow decomposition is actually an advantage for building long-term soil health. Success with worm-friendly mulching goes beyond just choosing the right materials. It's about creating an environment where earthworms naturally want to establish residence. Worms need consistent moisture, moderate temperatures, and a steady food supply to thrive. Your mulch layer should maintain soil moisture while allowing air circulation, creating the damp but not waterlogged conditions that worms prefer. Water management becomes crucial for worm success. After applying any of these mulch materials, water thoroughly to settle the mulch and create the moisture levels that attract earthworms. Throughout the growing season, maintain consistent soil moisture beneath the mulch layer. In containers, this might mean daily watering during hot weather, while raised beds may need deep watering 2 to 3 times per week. Temperature regulation is another critical factor. Worms are most active when soil temperatures range between 55 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Your mulch layer acts as insulation, moderating temperature swings that can stress both worms and plants. In extremely hot climates, consider increasing mulch depth to 4 to 5 inches for better temperature control. Different crops benefit from different approaches to worm-friendly mulching. Tomatoes and peppers, being heavy feeders, respond exceptionally well to comfrey mulch combined with aged wood chips. The comfrey provides immediate nutrition while the wood chips offer long-term soil building. Apply this combination early in the season and refresh the comfrey portion mid-season for continued nutrition. For quick-growing crops like lettuce, spinach, and other greens, shredded leaves provide the perfect balance of rapid nutrition and easy incorporation into the soil at season's end. Root crops like carrots and beets benefit from the soil-loosening effects of straw mulch combined with the casting production from active worm populations. The tunnels created by worms working through straw mulch help create the loose, friable soil that root crops need for proper development. Implementing worm-friendly mulching isn't just about this season's harvest. You're investing in the long-term health and productivity of your raised beds and containers. Start by choosing 1 or 2 of these mulch materials and observing how your worm population responds. Within weeks, you'll notice increased earthworm activity, and within a season, you'll see dramatic improvements in soil quality and plant performance. Remember that building a thriving worm ecosystem takes time, but the results compound year after year. Each season, your soil becomes richer, your plants grow stronger, and your garden becomes more self-sustaining. The worms you attract this year will continue working for you long after the harvest is complete, preparing your beds for even better results next season. Ready to create your own worm paradise and transform your garden into a thriving ecosystem? Try these mulching techniques and watch your peppers, tomatoes, and other crops reach their full potential. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden for more game-changing gardening tips, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to work smarter, not harder, in their gardens.